Welcome back to Animal Wonders. I'm Jessi, and this week we're going to talk more about training and behavior. If you haven't already watched our first 2 episodes on training, you can find them here. We've learned about law of effect and operant conditioning. Once you've watched those, you'll know that an animal's behavior increases and decreases depending on how they feel immediately following a behavior. And you'll know that you can have a direct effect on how an animal feels by giving them certain reinforcements and punishments. So now you're ready to learn the next tool in communicating with an animal and shaping their behavior. We're going to focus on increasing the chances that a certain behavior will occur again. We'll do this by using positive reinforcement, which is giving an animal something that makes them feel good. Remember, positive is giving, and good means reinforcing. So positive reinforcement can be as simple as giving them a tasty treat. Or it could mean giving them a toy or giving them a massage or even verbal praise. So we know that using positive reinforcement will increase a behavior. But how do we get an animal to do something that we want them to do? Getting an animal to understand what we want them to do can be a little tricky because they don't speak human and we can't speak animal. Or can we? If you aren't Dr. Dolittle, you can do the next best thing and you can bridge the gap of communication by using something that we call a marker. A marker is the way of telling an animal the exact point in time that they did something that you liked. A marker is usually a sound. It can be a word or a whistle, but most commonly used is a clicker. A clicker is just a tool that makes a very precise and identifying noise. The click is the marker. It's basically saying, yes, that's it to the animal, which is what you're trying to communicate. But first, you have to teach the animal what the noise signifies. You have to make the click mean that something great is about to happen. To introduce your animal to the clicker, click, and then immediately follow with a very small but delicious treat. You'll want to do a bit of experimenting to figure out what your animal finds the most reinforcing or most delicious. Make sure it's healthy so that you can do it multiple times a day without spoiling their diet. If it's not that healthy, try and use the smallest, tiny little reinforcements possible so that you can stretch out the number of times that you can give it throughout the day. I like to use the animal's normal daily diet whenever possible because when we're done with the training session, I can just give them the rest of whatever we didn't use. All right, are you ready? Be close to your animal, click, immediately offer the treat, and then wait 20 seconds. Repeat. What you're doing is teaching the animal to associate that clicking noise with the good feeling of getting a treat. We're using the law of effect here. Repeat this process until the animal has paired the click with the anticipation of the treat, and you'll know this has happened when they make a visible response to the noise of the click. They'll stop whatever they're doing, they'll focus on you, and expect a treat to be delivered. This makes the clicker not just a marker, but also a bridge. It bridges the gap between when the behavior occurred and the receiving of the reinforcement. Congratulations, you now have a new tool to use. But wait, now comes the tricky part. You must use this new tool with precision, and it's not as easy as it might look. Timing is one of the most important things when it comes to positive reinforcement and clicker training. You now need to choose what behavior you want to work on. I suggest you use a very simple but very useful behavior. Targeting. Targeting is when an animal touches a certain body part to a designated object. I like to use my closed hand and have them touch their nose to it. So their nose physically touching my hand gets them their treat. Using the clicker, communicate with your animal when they have successfully done the desired behavior. Don't make it hard. It's not supposed to be a challenge. You're building trust and establishing the foundation for a beautiful communication between two species. Put the treat inside your hand. Hold it out towards the animal. Hopefully the animal will either smell the treat or want to investigate your hand. When their nose touches your fist, click the clicker at the exact moment the contact occurs. Immediately open your hand and give them their reinforcement. Wait at least 20 seconds and then repeat. If you're working with a smaller animal, use a smaller target. A stick with a designated end can work for birds, rats, guinea pigs, or other littles. Now remember, click at the exact moment that the contact occurs and immediately follow it with a treat. Once this behavior is established, then you can start moving your target. Have the animal lean or turn or take a step towards the target. You have now learned how to use the clicker as a marker and bridge for positive reinforcement in operant conditioning training. Have fun with it, get creative, try rising up, in a circle, lay down, spin around. See what you can accomplish with just targeting. If you want to continue to learn about training, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Animal Wonders, and go on an adventure with us every week. If you have any questions about training throughout the week, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Thanks, guys. So Edward Thorndike, he came up with a hypothesis and he tested it on cats. He would place the cat in a box with a simple latch system,